Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at June's garbage, as it's all falling off and it's even all over the bed around me. So let's get into it. And I have to warn you, we are in a heat wave. If you're in the UK, you're probably melting like I am, hence the hair on top of the head. So if you hear anything outside or any noises, the windows are open because I am not about to die for a YouTube video. So please bear with me on this video. It is so hot. To make sure I don't forget, this month I finished off 29 products, which came to a total of £151.24, as I have my notes here. Putting them to the side, I did finish 29 items, and I always forget to tell you at the end of the video, so we're starting strong by telling you at the beginning. Jumping right in, I only finished off one hair care product this month, which is by Archive. It's the Reset limited edition dry shampoo. I really enjoyed this. It's quite expensive, I think it's like £15 a bottle, but I did enjoy this and I would repurchase this, especially if it was on sale. But I really loved the scent that this gave. It was quite earthy and it really did make my hair look fresh, and like I literally had just washed it. I went through this super quick because I loved it so much. So this was a new love this month. Moving on to oral care, I finished off a High Smile toothpaste. This one is the Barbie toothpaste. This was actually gifted to me by my incredible mother. She saw Barbie, so she bought it for me, as you can tell by the cushion behind me. I did enjoy this. It tasted quite nice, but as I got through it, I realised that it doesn't actually have that much fluoride in it. It's not enough for everyday use. So I realised that you're actually only using the brand. So I almost bought this again, but because of the lack of fluoride, I won't be repurchasing, and I actually found a better toothpaste instead. But I did love this. This was fun while it lasted, and it did last a really long time. It lasted me like 2 months, and I usually go through a toothpaste every month, so it did seem to last quite well for me. And I only use this once a day at night time. I also finished a mouthwash, which is by Listerine. I have recently discovered these and I'm loving them. So I have 2 backups of this currently. There's not much to say other than this is a really good, effective mouthwash. And it's often on a deal. I believe it's £6, but sometimes you can get it for like £3 in Boots. But obviously I would repurchase this because I already have. Next, I'm going to talk about supplements, and I finished off 2 gummies by the same brand, which is, I don't really know the brand of this, NutriBurst. I think they're called NutriBurst. I've had these before in other Empties. I do love these, but again, I'm coming to realise that they're not actually the healthiest gummies because of the sugar in them. I did enjoy the turmeric one. I already emptied one of these before. I think it was maybe my April or May empties. It was quite recent, but I also did try this one and I enjoyed it. So as much as I love them, I may or may not buy them again, simply because I'm trying to get off gummies because of the amount of sugar in them, and I'm trying to go more for capsule based supplements. But these were nice while they lasted. Moving on to fragrance, I finished off a mini scent of the new Paco Rabanne Lady Million. This is absolutely divine, and I was sad to actually finish it. It's so fresh and clean, but it smells very, I don't want to say mature, but it's definitely not a little girl scent either. It's sort of in between. It's not like something your nan would wear, but it's not something you'd give your teenage daughter either. So it's definitely for your 30s, your 40s, or if you like it in your 20s like I do. But this was really nice. I don't know the actual name of it, but it is the newer Lady Million. I finished off a body mist by So. This is the White Blossom. I absolutely loved this because it was perfect for layering with any scent. This really made me appreciate white florals and fragrance so much more, because I realized that they actually bring out other scents more, which I didn't realize before, and I actually researched into it, and white florals are like the goat for adding to fragrances. So I would absolutely buy this again and any other white floral body mists, because it gave me a whole new love for them. Moving on to body care, I finished off a deodorant by Dove. I love these deodorants, they never do me wrong. I'm quite loyal to them and I keep buying them over and over and over again. So there's not much to say, but these are like my ride or die. So expect to see them more. I finished off some bath sprinklers by Skinny Dip. This was very, very cute. It has a little spoon, like a little scoop, and it did have little like sprinkles that you put on like a cupcake. This had a very nice smell. It was almost lemony, or like a sherbet kind of smell. I would buy them again for the fun factor of it, but it wasn't actually like effective for, say, like Epsom salts. These are just more like gimmicky, they're fun. They don't actually do anything for the body to help you relax, but they were really fun whilst I had them. And I may even keep the container because it's so cute. I finished off a shower oil by Amande, I believe it's called. I'm not actually sure what this is. This came in a box from M&S, I believe it was the Mother's Day box. This was a nice oil. I wouldn't buy it again because it's not my favourite formula, but it did smell very nostalgic to me, and I don't know why it wasn't nostalgic. Something in my childhood smelled like this, and I cannot for the life of me work out what smelled like this. I think my mum might have bought something before, like something scented for the living room, and that's what it smells like. But it's a very nostalgic scent, and that's what I loved about it, rather than the actual product itself. So I wouldn't repurchase it, but I did enjoy smelling it again. I finished off 3 shower gels. One is Sunny Brazilian Love Ocean by Treacle Moon. This was a dupe for the Sol de Janeiro, is it caramel one? I can't remember the number. You know, the famous one that everyone loves, like the yellow bottle. Well, this was a dupe of it. It did smell identical. Like, this was a very, very cheap dupe. If you were looking for a cheap shower gel, this is the one for you. I loved this. I would purchase them again. I think they have quite nice shower gels anyway. But yeah, I did enjoy this, and it lasted. In the shower, it lasted quite well, but I did use a lot of this as a bubble bath, so it would have lasted longer if I only used it as a shower gel, but I used quite a lot of it as a bubble bath, and I would continue to do so. I also finished off a trusty Dove. This is the Deeply Nourishing, like, original shower gel. I think everyone loves these. I don't know many people that have said that they don't like Dove, so I would repurchase this again. I already have 3 backups. You'll probably see them next month. But yeah, absolutely love this, and I will always love Dove. I'm so loyal to this brand, and maybe one day they will recognise me and send me products. If you're watching, Dove, please send me products. I'm not trying to beg you, but I would appreciate it. I finished another product by Skinny Dip, which is the Raspberry Ripple Shower Gel. This was kind of like having an ice cream in your shower. If you're from the UK, then you probably know about like the ice cream vans that come around, and well, the raspberry sauce that they put on that, that's what this smells like. So it was, again, quite nostalgic of my childhood of going to the ice cream van. But I did like this. I find that they tend to be quite expensive usually. They're rarely on sale from what I'm finding. So I would probably buy this again. but I think I'd only get it if it was in a sale. And lastly, for Skinny Dip, I did finish off some bath bombs. These were the Hello Kitty bath bombs. They were red hearts, quite like this size kind of heart. These were really nice. I think I paid like £11 or something. I paid £5 at TK Maxx. They were £11, but I paid £5. If I see these again, I would buy them because they did last well and they did change the water to red, which was a little bit weird to me at the beginning because it kind of looked like a menstrual cycle. But I would buy these again. These were really fun. Moving on to skincare, I finished off another bubble cleanser, gel cleanser. I said this in a different Empties video maybe 2 months ago. I do like these. I wouldn't pay full price for it. It's a nice cleanser. It does get most of your makeup off. If you went in with one cleanser and you wanted to go in with something else. It's not my favourite cleanser. I would use it if I got it, but I would never pay full price for it. But it's nice. It's an okay cleanser. I finished off a cleansing balm by Elemis. I believe it's called Elemis. This was kind of disappointing to me. I don't think it's worth the money. It is a nice cleanser, but the more I use it, the more I realised you have to use quite a lot of it to get your makeup off. So it's not very generous. I just don't think it's worth the money. I think you're paying way too much for how much product you have to use each time. So it didn't last very long. I think within 2 weeks I used this up entirely. So I wouldn't buy this again. I would use it up if I got it in a box or a gift, but I would never ever pay full price for this. I finished off a cleansing milk by PS, so Primark. This was surprisingly really nice and did get makeup off incredibly well. I might buy this again, but the only thing that puts me off is how poor the ingredients are. And it's like mostly mineral oil, so like not the best for your skin really. But for £2 it was a really, really good cleanser. There's not a lot to say about this. Honestly, it says on here to use it on like a cotton pad, but I just went in like on my hands and just washed with it, and it worked really, really well. If I double cleanse with this, all of my makeup came off. There was not a single trace left, so it did work really, really well. I just wish the ingredients were a little bit better. I finished off 2 sunscreens. Both are minis. This is by Supergoop. This was kind of like a first impression for me, and I didn't expect it to be so clear and kind of like a makeup primer. I did like it. It was kind of an unusual formulation for me to try because I'm used to just like a cream SPF, but I did enjoy it. I did have to powder this down because I did look really oily with this on, but I liked it enough to use the many others that I've collected from edit boxes. So I'm not sure if I would buy this again because I have so much to go through anyway, just simply because of how oily it does look on the skin. So I'm kind of unsure about this right now. I'm like on the fence of how I feel about it. But definitely I would try it again. But I'm just very unsure about it. I finished off a mini of my favourite sunscreen, which is Beauty by Ozeon. Again, I can't say the brand, but I think everyone has come to love this. So it was only a tiny one. It lasted maybe like 3 or 4 uses, but absolutely love using this, and I have a full size in my collection. I finished off 1 toner this month. This is by Tia. This is the Milk Skin Toner. I absolutely loved this, and this actually saved my skin. If you've been watching my videos before, then you will know I had a lot of like purging going on. My skin was really irritated. This actually really helped my skin so much. So I would absolutely buy this again, probably full price, however much that is. I haven't really looked into it because I've been using other toners, but I did really, really love this, and this was like just kind of like love at first sight, but for toners. So yeah, I've even recommended it to people on Instagram. I finished off a pile of serums this month, 4 to be exact. This is the Lumeni, I believe it's called. Could be wrong, please don't butcher me. This is the vitamin C, Nordic C. This, I'm trying to remember back, this was really nice on the skin, but it has hardly any vitamin C in it from what I've researched, so I wouldn't buy it again, because the purpose was to actually brighten my skin and my dark spots up. And as I looked into it, there was hardly any vitamin C, at least what I need, which would be like 10%, 15% or above. So this was nice on the skin, it did soak into the skin nice. It smelled quite nice, but it just doesn't have the ingredients that I need in a vitamin C serum, so sadly I won't be repurchasing. I finished off a sample by Anew, which is Avon. This is their Renewal Power Serum. I didn't like this at all. This is supposed to be like better than retinol, but for me this was just a serum with a bunch of like micro glitters in it to make like mimic this brightness on your face. I thought this was really pointless. I wasn't a fan of this at all, and I'm glad I only had like a little trial of it, so I wouldn't buy this in full size. I finished off a mini of the Advanced Night Repair by Estee Lauder. These are kind of like strange for me because I don't think they do that much, but I also feel that I'm too young to really get the benefits of it because I'm still in my 20s. So I hear so many women raving about this and saying like this is like their holy grail, they can't live without this. But for me, I don't see a difference, and I think maybe I'm not at that level of aging yet. So I don't want to say it's not good, but I just think it's not for me. I'm not the demographic for it. This also goes with my next product, which is by Number 7, which is a firming product. This is Number 7 Laboratories Firming Booster Serum. I had this for like maybe 3 years, which is awful, in my bathroom. And again, just like the Estee Lauder, I didn't see anything in this, but I think it's because I'm sort of younger than the demographic for this product. I think this is more for mature women. So I wouldn't buy this again, and this, I believe this was like £34, which is a lot. I wouldn't buy this again because it didn't do anything for me personally, but I can't speak on if either of them do anything because I don't think I am the demographic. So if you are older than me, if you are more mature, these could work for you, but if you're in like your 20s, they're probably not going to do much for you like they didn't for me. So I wouldn't buy either again until I'm at least 10 years from now. So these were kind of misses for me. I finished off 4 moisturizers. This one is by, I can never remember the brand, I always get them in TK Maxx. You can get them on Yes Style, I believe. They're like £10. I really love these. I've gone through so many bottles of these, and if I find them, I buy them because they just treat my skin so well. So I did finish another one of these and absolutely will repurchase. I finished off a mini of the Plum Plump by Glow Recipe. This was quite nice, and for a small container, this actually lasted really well. This lasted me like a week and a half, which is quite amazing for such a small amount that I got. This was quite a watery moisturizer, but it did soak in really, really well. But I would absolutely purchase this full size. I really loved it. I did finish off a day cream by Glow Alchemist. This is the Hydra Restore Day Cream. This was absolutely awful. It did not soak into my skin. It just sat as this layer. So when I put makeup over the top, it peeled so badly. Never again will I buy this, ever again. I finished off a moisturiser by Wishful. This is the Honey Whip, one of the Huda brands. I absolutely love this. Is one of my favourite moisturisers now. I'm not a honey lover in any way, but this actually smelled so lovely. This lasted me quite a while, and I hope I actually get another one of these and they don't discontinue it. But this actually felt really luxurious on the skin, and I absolutely adored this product. I finished off 2 sheet masks. One is by Empties and the other is by Esfolio. If you've watched me for any amount of time, you know that I absolutely adore these sheet masks and I have so many to go through. So we'll keep on buying these and using them up. This one is the Egg Essence, which is supposed to give you like a ton of moisture if you have dry skin. And I did have dry skin last month. I don't know what happened, but this was a lifesaver for me. These ones I got in a wellness box from Boots. I'm not a fan of these, to be honest. I think they actually hurt because you have to like tuck them over your ears and you have to just, it's like this whole procedure. I don't like it. It hurts and I have a small face. Just awful. And I think I have one left and I hope to get it out in July. I can't wait to have it gone. Lastly, I finished off a pile of makeup. I did finish off 3 sets of eyelashes. Most of these are by Sample Beauty. They had like a book. There was like 5 lashes in like this little book. I did enjoy them. They did irritate my eye after a while. There's like the inner corner. But I also finished off a pair by Ilo. I believe they were like a 3/4 one. It's the smallest one. It could possibly be this one. These are like tiny. They're not my favourite, especially for my eye shape. So I will be using them up and I won't be repurchasing. But Sample Beauty, I would repurchase their eyelashes again. I finished off a mascara by Beauty Bay. I did mention this in possibly last month's Empties. This is a mini of the High Key mascara. This actually lasted really well, which was confusing to me because I found that the big size didn't last that long unless it just didn't have enough product in it. But this lasted me like an entire month, this tiny tube, which was really confusing to me. And it wasn't as messy as the last one, so maybe I had a dud when I had the full size. But this actually made me want to buy it again. So we're kind of on the fence with this mascara now. We'll see if I try it again, we'll see what I make of it. I finished off a sample by Avon again. This is the Power Stay 24 Hour Foundation. This is a nice foundation. Mine was in 120N. The problem with this foundation that really annoyed me, because it has such a beautiful finish, is by the time I finished doing my makeup, which could have been like 20-30 minutes, already everywhere down by my chin and my mouth you could just see incredibly wear, and I wasn't even moving my mouth because I wasn't talking to anyone, I wasn't eating, I wasn't. So within like 20 minutes of this being on, everything around like my jaw, my mouth, it just showed incredible wear. Like I'd been at work for like 8-9 hours. That was so disappointing because it had such a beautiful finish and it had so much potential, but it just, the wear was immediate on it, and it just, I can't buy it because of that. So I would not be buying a full size of this. And lastly, I finished a setting mist, Fix Mist by Relove, the Revolution. They are, I believe they actually got closed down now, so I got this very cheap. It was like $1.50. I actually really love this and I wish I picked up more because this did set my makeup so well. But sadly I can't buy this again, but I did really love this and it lasted quite well. This lasted me possibly a month and a half for this tiny little bottle. But if I could buy it again, I would. And if I find any, I will. So yeah, I love that. And that brings us to the end of June's Empties. I would love to know what you have finished this month and what you're working on, what you hope to finish, what you hope to finish next month. Please consider subscribing and giving me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'd love to see you in my next video. Bye!